Okay, hey guys, welcome. Hi, Vivi, who's online with us. So, welcome to English class that we have today. So we're going to continue from the last lesson. If you remember, all this unit, we've been talking about places. So I just wanted to remind you that this unit is about places. We have been able to talk in the present simple in this moment and ask questions. So that's what that's been about. So let's get into our textbook. So the city of Atlanta. So when you're in a new place, you will want to visit places, right? Maybe before you've traveled, you've Googled up places, you've watched YouTube videos, or people have told you where to go. So when you come or when you visit a new place, where do you go to? Do you go to the church? Do you go to the mall? Do you go to the marketplace, to the parks, to the beaches? What's the first thing, or not the first thing, but what do you normally visit when you go to a new place, a new city? No. So when you come to any city as a tourist, what do you want to see? The park, the church, the shopping malls? What place do you normally go to visit? The Paris? No, not which city, what places? The Eiffel Tower. Yeah. Okay. So the Eiffel Tower. Yeah. Anything else? The museum, art galleries. Yeah. The zoo. Yeah. Downtown. Yes, that's the biggest thing. Downtown, where you've got maybe lots of restaurants and cafes. Because usually food is a good thing. When you come to a new place, you want to try their food. Really? Is in Atlanta. Coca-Cola is in Atlanta in the USA. Ah, is that the original history? Okay, interesting. So the big factory, so that's what you'd want to see. Yeah. Wow. Oh, that would be so cool. You'd probably see all the old styles of the logo and, wow. So that's a good thing to see if you are in Atlanta. Yes. So you can see that there's many places that, everybody's different. Some people want to see this, some people want to see that, especially if you're traveling with your friends or your wife or husband. You want to make sure that everybody enjoys something. So today we're going to look at a map of Atlanta. That's the name of a city in the USA. So where do you do these things? Get tourist information. So if you want to get information where to go, how far something is, where would you go? So if I look at the map, it looks like they have a map here. And this is of Atlanta. So we can see aquarium. That's where you see the sea animals and sea life. The world of Coca-Cola, children's museum, shopping, hotel, park, the CBD. So all the high-rise business buildings, library, theater, car park, university, visitors center. So where would I go if I want to get some information about the city? Where? Yeah, the visitors center. Yeah, exactly. The visitors center. So let's write some notes. I'll write some notes in a minute. So visitors center, yes. If I want to learn about history, children's museum. Maybe I would go children's museum. Sure, the library. About history? Yeah, maybe. I don't know why a children's museum. Maybe there's some, it's for children about history, but maybe the library, because I can read books there. If I want to relax outside, where do I go? Yes, the Centennial Olympic Park. So parks, as you know, in Adelaide, we have the Botanic Gardens. If you haven't seen it already, a nice place. And the what? Exactly, straight away. You can relax in the park and the women will be in the shopping. Yes, I agree with that. If you want to see a play or a musical, where do you go? Theatre. So that's what a theatre is. So let's write some notes. Hi, Jimin. So the first one we had, so we're talking about places in Atlanta City. We've got a map. So where do we go to get tourist information? We go to the visitor center. The next place is, where do we go to learn about history? I'm going to say the library. I'm not sure about the children's. Relax outside. That was the park. Or you can write the full name, the Centennial Olympic Park. To see a play or musical, the theater. And that's how we pronounce it. Theater. Theater. So Thea. Hey, Solange. So Thea. Thea. Theater. Yeah, theater. Theater. Okay, where do we go to park your car? Car park. Car park. Yep, which is here. Where do we go to read a book? Library. Okay, so maybe learn about history. Maybe I'm going to change that to children's museum. Yeah. The children's museum. Hey, David. So car park, one word. Make sure it's one word, car park. Where do we go to read a book? Library. Where do we go to meet clients and colleagues? So clients means, you know, your customer. Maybe you've got a business and you want to go meet your clients, your customers, or your business partners. Yes. The short word we have for that is B, the BD, so the business district. Or you can call it downtown or the CBD. So we can call it downtown as well, downtown or CBD. So this means, or the city center. I can even say city center. So you got a couple of words that all mean the same thing. This center, the district, the business district, downtown, CBD, city center. Okay, where do we go to look at sea life? Aquarium. Aquarium. And to stay the night, sleep, stay the night somewhere? Hotel? Hotel. Good. Simple places, yeah? So the only pronunciation was maybe this one, theater. So that's where there's a stage and you watch, maybe there's a play, so where they're speaking, you know, like Shakespeare, or they're doing something, Romeo and Juliet, or it's musical, maybe they're playing some instruments, or that's a theater. Okay, good. Really simple places. Let's look at listening to a conversation at the visitor center. So which places, hey Ronan, on the map do they talk about? So we're going to listen to a conversation. Someone is going to the visitor center and asking about areas or places in Atlanta. So a tourist, they are a tourist. Okay, so let's listen to the conversation and see which place they talk about. You can circle it, you can write it down on the side of your book, whatever you want to do. I might play it 2 times.
Track 37, Unit 3D. Hello, we'd like to go to the aquarium. Is it near here? It's about 15 minutes away. But you go past some interesting places on the way. So, look at this map. Go straight up Decatur Street, and then up Marietta Street. Go across Spring Street, and take the first street on the right. Centennial Olympic Park is on the corner. It's very nice. Go across the park, and on the right, there's the World of Coca-Cola. Oh, that sounds interesting. Yes, it is. Go past it, and the aquarium is opposite. Great. Thanks a lot.
Do you want me to play it again, or did you understand where he was asking to go? Again? Okay.
Track 37, Unit 3D. Hello.
So the same time, you can do number 4. You got to fill in the conversation, which is this conversation. So actually, before we listen again, you can fill in number 4, which is the conversation. So let's play it again.
Going to go to the aquarium. Is it Track 37.
Sorry.
Unit 3D. Hello. We'd like to go to the aquarium. Is it near here? It's about 15 minutes away. But you go past some interesting places on the way. So, look at this map. Go straight up Decatur Street, and then up Marietta Street. Go across Spring Street, and take the first street on the right. Centennial Olympic Park is on the corner. It's very nice. Go across the park, and on the right, there's the World of Coca-Cola. Oh, that sounds interesting. Yes, it is. Go past it, and the aquarium is opposite. Great. Thanks a lot.
So it was interesting having the conversation script here. Do you want to do it one more time?
Yeah.
Now that you can fill in the missing words. Okay, last time.
Track 37, Unit 3D. Hello, we'd like to go to the aquarium. Is it near here? It's about 15 minutes away. But you go past some interesting places on the way. So, look at this map. Go straight up Decatur Street, and then up Marietta Street. Go across Spring Street, and take the first street on the right. Centennial Olympic Park is on the corner. It's very nice. Go across the park, and on the right, There's the world of Coca-Cola. Oh, that sounds interesting. Yes, it is. Go past it, and the aquarium is opposite. Great. Thank the Lord.
Okay, before we look at the conversation, so what place did the man want to go to? Which place? The aquarium. Yep. Only one place, aquarium. Yep. And she, the lady that works at the visitor center, gave him directions to go there. Okay, let's look at the conversation. So this is the conversation. T tourist, G guide. So tourist will be Edward and the guide will be Wilder. Okay. So that's okay. So the tourist says, hello, we'd like to go to the aquarium. Yeah. Is it, did anyone get what he said? Is it? Here. He said, is it near here? Now I know you were hearing an audio with the British accent. I think that's the reason why you didn't hear it. But and plus you're hearing an audio. In real life, maybe you hear it easier. So is it near here? And another way to say that is close by. Is it close by? Is it around here? It's about is talking about time. But not yet. I just want to talk about so another way for saying near here is close by, nearby. Is it within walking distance or is it around here? So that's lots of different ways that you can ask about something. If you're talking about the cafe, the university, whatever, the park, is it near here? Is it close by? Is it within walking distance? Is it around here? So the guide says, Wilder, it's about 15 minutes away. So about, and then you put the time, about 10 minutes, about 15 minutes, about 1 hour away. So whatever the time is, you must say if it's in minutes or hours, it's about half an hour, doesn't matter, but about time away, that's the rule. So yeah, it's about 15 minutes away, but places, don't forget the pronunciation. If you remember the last lesson or the lesson before, at this, up. Yes, so go, number 3, straight up. It just means like continue, go straight up. Just continue on, or another word is, continue on or go straight up Decatur Street and then up Marietta Street. Sorry? Decatur? Yeah? Marietta? Yes. Number 4, go across. And you got to stretch out the and a little bit. Go across the park and so you got to have that little bit of break because then someone is too fast that you're speaking. So that's why we have words where we kind of stop a little and have a little, make it longer because then you're too fast when you speak and someone's trying to remember something and so that's why we say and then And yeah, take the first street. And on the right, number 5. First street on the right. Yeah. Centennial Olympic Park is on the corner. There's, so we say it the way it's written, there's, and Edward, the tour guide. Oh, yes, oh, exactly. Surprise, like, oh, yes.
That sounds encouraging.
Sounds.
Encouraging. Yes.
No, that's wilder. Is opposite. So yes, it is. Go past it. It just means like continue. Don't stop there. Go past it. And the aquarium is opposite. Remember we looked at preposition of place. So when we have objects, we talked about opposite, in front of, behind. So opposite, like it's opposite on the other side.
Great. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Cool. So we learned about direction, how to say where the place is and how to get there, how to go there. So we have some words when we ask and give directions. So we ask, you remember the tour guide, he was asking, and the lady was giving directions. So when we ask, we can say, where is the cafe? Where is the library? Where is the post office? Where is the bank? Whatever. So where is the whatever? We can say, how can I get to the bank, to the library, whatever? So how can I get, or if you're with someone else, how can we get to the park? You can also say, how do I get to the park? A polite, we can ask politely first. Can you help me? No, sorry. I'm busy. I need to get. So we can maybe start with a nice polite asking. Maybe I'll put this one in the beginning because usually we say, oh, sorry, can you help me? Where is the this? How can I get to? I need to get to the bank. Maybe I want to ask someone, what's a good place I should visit? What's a good place I should visit? And I can ask, is it close by? Is it far away? We can add that actually above here when we had, is it near here, close by, around here, far away? How far is it? Okay, so that's how we ask. So first, can we say, sorry, can you help me? Can you help me? May I ask you a question? But really this, I think, can you help me? Can you help me, please? You can also say, I'm looking for the, so you can say, I'm looking for the, again, whatever the place is, I'm looking for the park. How can I get there? So how can I get there? Or do you know where it is? So I'll put the H questions together. That's why I did that. So I'm looking for the park. Do you know where it is? Because you remember, we know how to ask questions now in the present, do or does. But because we're talking to the person you, do you know where it is? And how questions. How can I get there? How can I get to the park? How do I get there? How can or how do, doesn't matter. Yeah. Have you heard any other ways to ask about location, or do you have a way that you want to ask me? Maybe which way do you use? Which words?
I like to go to I use it.
Okay, but I like to go to the post office, but how can I get there? You have to ask something, because just saying I like to go to the post office is not showing that you need help. It's just saying, oh, I like to go to the park. How can I get there? Yeah, so you have to add, yeah, but that's a good way. So in the beginning, can you help me? You'd say, I'd like to go to the bank. How can I get there? Yeah. Any other ways? So that's how we ask, asking. So I've given you a little bit extra. So in the book, it says, where is, I'd like to go to. That's the one you said, Jimin. Is it near here? But you've got lots more different ways now to say, to ask someone. Okay, let's talk about now giving directions. So maybe one day you'll need to give, someone's going to ask you and you need to tell them. So how do you give directions? You say, go past the, so if the yellow is a place, maybe it's a park, you're saying like continue, don't stop here, go past the park. So it just means continue past the park. Go across means you have to pass something. So usually we go across the river, the bridge. You don't want to you don't want to walk in the river. You go across the bridge. Maybe you need to go across the park. So you need to be going through something. The forest, go across the park, the bridge, go across the, yeah, cross the street. I might say cross the street. Go across the street. Yeah, you could say go across for, or cross the street. It just means like go through it. Go through. Let's write that one. Go through which one? Yes. And
Cross is different.
Yeah, no, they're the same. This one is just with the verb in the beginning. Because this uses the verb to go across, but this uses the verb to cross. They're different verbs that have really the exact same meaning. So they're two different verbs. So one is to go across, and the other one is to cross. So they're both actions. Good question, but yeah. Go straight up just means continue. So go straight up. Go straight up. Yeah, continue. Continue on whatever road. Continue on Peary Street until you get to. We can say until you get to. You can say the name of the place or the road until you get to here. Then whatever. Until you get to the end of the street, then turn right. Until you get to the park, then whatever. So it means don't stop here. It's just when you finally come to this place, then do something else. We can say take the first street on the left, turn left. Take the first street on the right, turn right. Or take the second street on the left, take the third street on the left. You wouldn't really say take the fourth, the fifth, because no one's really going to be counting. By that point, you're going to say the name. It's too much to say take the fifth street. You know, no one's going to count 5 streets. Maybe you know the name by that. So you say take Goodwood Road, which is about 5 streets away. So take the name of street, take the name of street. Anything else? Do you feel like you know another way to say go past, go across? Do you have a way in your language? Maybe you can see if it translates in English. Well, a good one is you can say take the bus, take the tram, take the metro, take the cable. Got what it's called. We don't have one in Adelaide. The cable car. Okay, so that's a few ways. Okay, so now we're going to work in pairs and we're going to practice a similar conversation. So I'm going to put you in a pair. What you're going to do, somebody is going to pretend that they're the tour guide and somebody's going to pretend that they're the visitors center. So you have to pretend you're in this city. So you're going to only use this map. And one of you is going to be the tour guide. So maybe Ronan is going to pretend he wants to go to the hotel. So because we're here, Ronan's going to say to his partner, how can I get to the hotel? Or whichever one. Remember, you've got many ways. So you can pretend, make a conversation, walk in. Hi, how are you today? Good, how are you? Good. Can you help me? How do I get to the hotel? And the visitor worker would say, sure. Well, you need to do this, whatever, give directions. So you got to imagine you are here. So we're going to use exactly this map. So then you have to tell how to get there. Okay, so we'll do that as a group and I'll put you into team. Okay, so I know that some people haven't finished yet, but we have, we're going to listen to Andres and Ronan play out the conversation between one of them is a tourist and the other one is the tour guide. So let's listen to, so are you ready, Ronan? And maybe I'll give you 1 more minute. One more minute. Okay. In the meantime, while I'm waiting, let's see. Did you have yours, Bevi, to send? You want to do it? Okay. Actually, let's hear Wilda and Edward. Okay, so this is hearing the practice of you asking for direction and then giving direction. So we were using this map and imagining that we are here at the visitor center. One person is a tour guide, the other is a tourist. So okay. Yeah, going and giving you a great first, not just starting off, and ending of this. Three words. Okay, great. So, then, these words are important.
Hi, how are you? Can you help me, please?
Yeah, of course. How
Of
can
course.
how can I help you?
I am looking for the car park, please.
Okay, well, we are here at the visitor center, and
Yeah.
so go straight up, Ekato Street,
Go straight up. Take it straight.
Ekato Street, then go past the business district
Yeah.
and take a left on.
And then take
Straight. And you will find the car park there.
Oh, okay, far away. Thank you, Wilda. Thank you, Wilda. Thank you so much. But
Good. I like the natural expressions. I like that when Edward was listening to the instruction, he was saying, yeah, okay, showing that he was understanding. So we have to also do that, show that we understand and, by doing that, just saying, okay, yes, yes. Okay, good. So that was talking about giving directions or asking and then giving directions. So let's have a break and then we'll come back.